My name is Jake, and welcome back to Winner's Instinct. Today, we'll be talking about school. No, I'm not going to give you a class and torture you to death. Today isn't that day. Or is it? No, it's not that. Instead, I'll be talking to things I wish school had taught me. Let's face it, we all had those thoughts about the subjects in school, like why are we learning this, and how it's going to help me in life. The best answer we get is we need to learn these things to develop our knowledge so we get good grades, and with that we can land a job when we leave school. But the truth is that most of these things we learn in school, we don't use. And most of us forget what we even learned after a few short weeks. Like for example, do you still remember all the concepts you learned in calculus or physics? School fails to teach us about life in general, like how to invest, save, budget our money. School teaches us none of that, and it's hurting the average person. But hey, I'm broke as hell, but thank God I know the Pythagorean theorem. Am I right? Well, according to the Motley Fool, nearly half Americans live paycheck to paycheck, so that's really troubling. So I hope you guys can take a few things from this video today and use it to better your lives. So let's get started. The first one is financial literacy. According to The Fortune, nearly 2/3 of Americans couldn't pass a basic financial literacy test. I don't know about you, but for me, that's just insane. To think that 2 out of 3 people can't pass a basic financial literacy test, being financially illiterate is costing us our money, time, and more importantly, our future. According to CardTrack, lack of financial knowledge is costing Americans collectively more than $2.3 million over a lifetime. That amount is larger than the entire GDP of Brazil. And if you break that down, it's costing us nearly $10,000 per person. Imagine if that $10,000 was put into an investment that generated a return of 10% per year. And you started at the age of 25 till you were 65, that's $10,000 would have compounded into nearly $450,000. And if you had that started by 18, it would have compounded nearly $880,000. Now I remember taking financial literacy class during my sophomore year of high school, and the only thing I somewhat remember was writing checks, and they didn't teach me about investing, compound interest, leverage, and many other financial terms and strategies. Now you may be asking yourself, Jake, I understand being financially illiterate is somewhat a burden on me, but how do I increase my financial literacy? Well, not to worry. When I started my entrepreneurial journey, I increased my financial literacy through reading books on money and finance and to attend workshops and seminars as well. Some books I recommend are Money Mastered the Game, Rich Dad Poor Dad, I Will Teach You to Be Rich. You can also use meetup.com to attend seminars, workshops, or to meet like-minded people. The more information you put into your brain about financial literacy, the better you will be off with your money and don't end up as making stupid financial decisions. Second are taxes. I want you to think about this for a second. We're literally being forced to part away with half of our hard-earned money to raise income for the government through income tax, sales tax, property tax, payroll tax, and numerous other taxes. You can also say that half of our working time is being used by the government to increase its revenue, and for me, that's just insane. Knowing that half my time and money will be going to the government, I'm not saying that whether taxation is theft or not. It's not for me to decide. You guys can decide that in the comments. So what I'm trying to say is that school should have taught us to be more efficient with our taxes and not blindly pay what's required of us. Now, some of you might say, Jake, isn't our patriotic duty to pay our fair share of taxes? If that's the case, then consider this: the US tax law has over 5,800 pages, but only about 30 pages are devoted to raising taxes and setting the tax brackets. The remaining 5,770 pages or so are devoted entirely to reducing your taxes. So 99.5% of the US tax law exists primarily to reduce your taxes, and why not take advantage of it? Some ways to save on taxes are through personal exemption, charitable contributions, mortgage interest deduction, tax advantage accounts like 401k or Roth IRA. And here's a disclaimer: you should sit down with your financial planner or tax attorney and come up with a tax saving strategy that works best for you. If you live in a highly taxed state like California, you can move to a state that has low taxes like Texas, and you can save up thousands, maybe even millions, depending on your income simply by moving. So be smart on your taxes and take advantage of the tax law. it's your patriotic duty to pay less in taxes. The third point is a big factor. This is something that you cannot purchase and is very valuable to everyone. So pause the video right now and think what I am talking about. So lock in your answer, pause it right now, click that pause button, and have your answer. Okay, you're back, and the answer is time. Time is the currency of our life, and there's 24 hours in a day, and we squander it all away by watching activities like binge watching our favorite series on Netflix. Time is precious. You cannot store it or save it for later use. So being efficient with time is crucial to getting things done, especially if you're an entrepreneur like me. The best advice I got so far earlier on my entrepreneurial journey is to be efficient with my time. So in other words, do the most productive thing possible at any given moment. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to go to work every single minute. What I'm trying to say is do things that will ultimately reach your goal. If you feel that working out or reading a book is that what will get you closer to your goals, then do that instead of watching TV for 10 hours a day. Listen, I have nothing against TV. In fact, I love watching TV, but you need to understand that watching TV the whole day is just unproductive. And most of the things we watch on TV are relevant to our lives and will help us reach our goals. Some ways to be efficient with your time is to create a schedule and stick to it. Do the hard things in the morning and leave the easy stuff for night. Learn to say no so that way you don't overwhelm yourself with tasks. And my personal favorite thing to do is put my phone on silent and just get the task done. If you guys have your own time management tactics, leave a comment below and we'll try to incorporate them in a future video that we'll be doing exclusively on time management. Time is limited to 24 hours a day, so plan your life wisely and do productive activities that will ultimately reach your goal. Fourth is selling. Everything you do in life revolves around selling. You may not realize it, but you are selling yourself on a daily basis. Think about it when you meet new people. You want them to like you, so you act nice and please them. That's selling yourself to make new friends and influence them. Or when you see a girl, or maybe even a guy, you really like them and you want to try to impress them, so they look at you and they're like, oh, I'm impressed by you. It's all about selling, and you do it every single day, even without realizing it. When it comes to selling in business, some advice that I got was to sell a product or service in a way that would increase the status of the buyer. We humans buy on emotions and use logic to justify our purchase. For instance, let's say you can buy a car, and we buy that car not because it gives us great mileage or that has four-wheel drive. We buy it so that car increases our status in society. We then use logic to justify our purchase by saying that car gives great mileage. It's not just about the cars. It's also the same thing when you buy clothes, a house, or even a college you have chosen to go to. So it's all about increasing our status in our society. When it comes to selling yourself to people, it's best that you should listen 2 times more than you speak. There's a reason why we have 2 ears and 1 mouth. You should also talk to others about themselves, and there is nothing people like more than talking about themselves. That way you build relationships as an entrepreneur. The number 1 skill as an entrepreneur is selling. Now let me say this again. Selling is a major key while being an entrepreneur. I ask myself all the time why I was not taught these vital skills during my time in school. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please click the subscribe button right here to subscribe to our channel and leave a like to help support our channel, and comment anything you would like to see in the future from us, if it's anything to deal with entrepreneurship or anything in that genre. So thank you for watching the video again, guys. Hope you have a great day. Remember, guys, you only have 1 life. Make the most out of it. No regrets. Have a great day. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.